G'day, welcome to the Opal Mills. Today is the day I'm going to attack this one. You may have seen this in the video when I came back from Andamooka a few trips ago, and went up and bought a parcel, came straight back, and this is one of the rocks I've been saving. It's a little bit more knowledge on treating. So I'm not sure if this will treat very well, if at all. In some parts, other parts will. But I'll find that out in the process. At the moment, I'm just going to find which way is the best way to cut it. And so what I'm going to do is basically do a couple of test cuts. I'll pull this out in a minute and explain that. But yeah, just to see which way it faces. I think a lightsaber would be really cool. You could make it light up and anyway. So yeah, you would have seen this one before. The last one I cut up was just a green one. This one's got a lot of red and purple in it as well. And that big thick green bar that just runs all the way through the stone. I don't mind Lightning Ridge. I just want to say this, I really do. It's nice, the black opal that comes from there. But I have a bit of a soft spot for Andamooka. So a lot of my opal that you may have noticed already is Andamooka, but I will go to other fields as I like variety. And another thing I wanted to mention, when you're buying rough to practice and start out with, it's up to you what you pay, and it's a massive gamble on what you're going to get. But if you're just starting out, you don't have to spend big money to get opal to practice on. And you don't have to spend big money to get a bit opal with some color to maybe cut. Once you pass that stage though, like the stage of buying online and just trusting that it is going to be what it is, or you just don't go back to that buyer. It never needs to be bad blood or anything, you're just learning. So it's not that someone ripped you off, it's just some parcel's a lucky dip. You may get a stone, you may have ruined what you could have got. You may not have understood how to cut it properly yet, and how it's not all about color when you're just practicing and you've got some color in a stone and you're too busy trying to isolate it to make it all color, and it's too small too. So sometimes it's easier to make a picture stone or something, so you've got a decent sized stone with a little bit of color. And you're only practicing, so don't take it too seriously yet. That said and done, when you go to spend a bit more money, buying online can be risky, and it's your risk. It's not fun being ripped off or not getting what you thought you're going to get, but there is return policies, and as long as you don't get into it and find out you made a mistake in buying it, that's the gamble you take cutting opal. So you either say, hey, look, you know, this is what happened, and some people will be only too happy to make it right. But that aside, I like to go and buy it in person and make sure I pay the miner where I can. That way I'm actually supporting the people pulling this stuff out of the ground entirely. And anything I make off of this, I'll be going straight back to that miner to spend more if he's got some more, so that it continually helps. And I don't ever beat them up on price. I've just told, look, tell me the price, I'll either take it or I won't. And that's sort of created a few discounts here and there when I've never argued the price, because they really appreciate that. I'm not buying hundreds of thousands of dollars, but these are thousands of dollars worth of stone. This one's around the two. Again, I'm not sure what you would have bought this online for. I'm sure it would have exceeded 4,000 to 5,000 for the size of it. It's huge. And I got it at a reasonable price, but I had to go there to buy it from the miner. They will not sell online, as they've been bitten as a seller, so don't blame them. And I'm only too happy to go and spend as much as I can with them. So I never argue on price, and this is sort of what I ended up with. So hopefully I'll do better from this than I paid, and I can go and spend a lot more next time I go there. And everybody works out that way for everybody. Everyone's happy. But the bigger the money you're going to spend, the more scrutiny you should put on what you're getting for your money. So be warned if you do go online spending money and you're not sure, because that's your decision. You may or may not get bitten, but that's the way the internet works. It's just like online dating, I suppose. But in person, you know what you're sort of getting. So I'm just going to take this out and show you the size of it. It sits in my palm. It's got a really nice red in that top, which I want to preserve before I go into this too hard, because that disappears after a bit and turns into that green and gold. I love that little colour down there. So your decision. I'm going to cut some with a face that way, some with a face that way, some with a face that way, and all over the different ways, and see which one turns out best and which one should, yeah, whichever turns out best. I will still want to get that top off. I'll cut the rest light, and then I'm pretty sure this bottom half will treat quite nicely. Not sure about when it gets really nice and glassy up here, but I don't think it will need it really. Hopefully not. There's some sirens. So anyway, the plan is, I'll just wait for these sirens to go past. Preserving this section. Hope that's not another fire. Preserving this section and trying to figure out how to straighten this rock up a bit. I've decided I'm not going to just cut it through there and take off this section. I'm sort of going to put it cut off that way a bit across there, so it gives me more stone to play with, to cut it all the different ways I want to. So I'm going to head over to the saw in a minute and start on taking the first bite into it. Not sure how sharp I'll take it. Oh, I think I would decide it because of this through here. I thought I might cut along this mark that runs through there because it might be a flaw. So that's probably where I'll cut it, and it can leave some of this over here. Take the top off and deal with the rest after, but I'll get to this piece and come back and show you. I really can't wait. Actually, I may even take the camera over and that way we can all see. I'm sure you'd like that. So hang on a sec, I'll just go get set up. Okay, over at the saw, and I know my line I'm going to cut on. I try and show as much as I can as I go so we all see it together. I'll have to pause in a sec, so I'll do a separate clip, turn the volume down for you. Otherwise it'll be watch your ears. I'll probably just silence it, you'll appreciate it. So I'll come back in a quick sec. Alright, experiment underway. Some interesting colours in all this. And that's the green bar. But unfortunately, I might just quickly zoom out for a sec. Unfortunately, this chip came off the top of over here. And that was a natural break. Nothing I could do about that. So, might get a little stain out of there. But that shows some really great potential right there. I'm really happy in a way. I would have lost some of this anyway, rounding it over, but now I can see what I'm playing with. Awesome. So there's that piece. This was the first cut piece I did. Get a nice face out of that. That was great. I'm assuming this will, which I'll find out, treat to some extent. To what extent, I'm not sure. This sort of stuff seems to treat probably a little bit more. Some parts are a bit glassy. That probably won't absorb it, but then everything around it goes black, so I'm happy with that. Doesn't go black and it stays colour, it's quite fine. There's some little flashes here and there in these little bits. Some potential nice oranges. See if I can get it to show up. It's probably not wet enough. Yeah, it's not coming through too well there. On the right angle, very directional. I think it's this other piece. Water. There we go. They're all over that side. So hopefully if this treats and goes a bit black, those reds will really pop out, which I'll be happy about. So anyway, what I'm going to do is jump onto this piece and see what happens. I'm not sure about some of these cracks, whether this will just want to, actually, let's find out. A little bit of pressure. Oh, it's holding together. Let's see if it wants to stay together for the whole cutting process. I'll see what I can do about keeping it together. Some of this top part will have to go anyway. So you can see another flaw through there. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but see what I can get anyway. So I'll start the machine up. Hopefully the water's still running enough. Yep. And I'll try not to talk too much while I work. Just put this peg on as the glue's giving away a bit. Just going to take this edge in while I'm here. Give it a bit of thickness. Peg. Let's stay in there for now, let's see what happens. The top still has this creamy colour, browny fawny coloured skin over the top, so I've got to take it down a bit. Wow. Loving this colour. cutting it into a stone here, and a stone over here. Push and cut there. I really like that I've kept it in one. I think that goes all the way through. Here's what it is. So to get a really good stone out of part of it, I have to sacrifice another part of it. It may actually become two stones because I forgot about that thin. It might hold together. Anyway, I might go and do that before I go any further. Just cut this little section here in the middle out. And it's not going to light up in any direction. It's got no functionality. It can go. I'll cut each piece out as I can. Back in a sec. So I've gone and cut them. It's the nice cleanest pieces. I have to still get that off the side. And hopefully they won't break up any further. Stay structural. Polish up. This one will be a bit tricky. It's a great colour in it. Anyway, so here comes the noise. Let's start with a tricky one. Checking to see if this cleans up a fair bit under there, and it sort of does. Just want to give it a nice roll. So I'll just tidy up a bit more. I think this one will be a free form. There, it's looking quite good. Still bringing in a bit here. It's not going to fall apart once it disappears. Don't have to go all the way back to under here, otherwise I'd lose all that and just cut a little stone here and here. Which I'm not going to do. So that's one. Let's clean my goggles. Try and get a cushion cut rectangle. That's how it's described. Out of this one. Beautiful. Two. And now for the main stone. I love that colour. tricky because of the chip in it. Excuse me, I'm just going to wipe some water off my goggles again. And I'll try and find that angle instead of that angle. I'm going to cut the rest of it. That's a great little flash. Even chase the bottom half actually as well. No, that's a bit too thin to do that. Decided not to. I'll stick with that. Take this side down a bit more. Wow, look at that roll. That's much better. I'll stop there, shape that up on a dop stick. And come back. Alright, so I'll let them dry out. And a couple of them showed some cracks that had to come out. A bit of a chip come off here and there. This corner snapped off here. This was a nice shield shape. But now I'm just going to go for a nice clean stone in the center there. If you get a bit of this red on the side, a bit of this on the side as well, some red in there, but avoid all this on this stone. Here's the others that were originally, there's the rectangle one. Lighten up for me now. Typical. Anyway, I'll probably roll it. This one I'm going to try and get an oval out the center there and knock all this white stuff off a little bit. It'll either happen or it won't. I think I can get half decent stone out the center there. So that's those 2, 3. This one's going to be a treated one, definitely. Hopefully it will absorb a lot of the black into this white stuff. It will sugars into the white stuff and then carbonise in there, turning black. So that'll have some nice flashes in it. That's one of my test pieces. I'll give them a nice cut anyway. And this piece had a crack that went into it, so I sliced it off. It's still going to be a nice stone. I'll try and get a bit of an oval out of it. So, switch the machine on. Keep using the saw and forgetting to plug my machine back in. So try take 2. Machine. So I'll just cut one of these for the camera, I suppose, and I'll get on with the rest of them. So I'll just give this one a bit of a shape to start with. too bad. Try and get it in more of a oval now. So tidy up the edges pretty well. It's about to disappear. Just shouldn't show on the face anyway. There. Just to keep that red in there, I think I'll leave that bit. Bulgy out there. Too bad. Do a nice little dome over. Best I can. I've got rid of a couple of these little chips. Sort out the sides a bit better. Maybe roll it over, bring it in, roll that over. I think the main focus is going to be that thick white sandwich through the centre. Quite a large stone. I'll start getting on with the doming, save a bit of time for you guys. Oops. Don't get nauseous, seasick, like the boat, sorry. And yeah, I'll show you the stages as usual. Alright, camera's gotten hot, no flash. So this is no light except for what's coming through the skylight. So that one, and this one came up reasonable on the 260 wheel pad. And once cooked, I'm really hoping that'll pop out, no problems. So that's turned into a nice little pendant stone. And got this one into its oval shape, a little bit of white as predicted, still left on it. There's the flash there, bit of a roll. And this one, not sure about, still got its flash, but yeah, very directional. Put it on a ring facing that way, you can sit there and as you move your hand, yeah, I reckon it'll go that way up in a ring. That'll look nice. To the wearer, everyone else will be like, what's that grey stone? Anyway, here's the other one. So I'll start getting on with the polish pad, or the pre-polish pads, and come back. Just quickly, as I usually forget, so I'll put these upside down. That way. And just quickly weigh them. So 9 grams, 73. You're looking at 48 carats. It's not too bad. And this one, 2.25 grams, so it'll be 11 carats, 11 and a quarter, we'll call it 11. Anyway, I won't spoil the rest. All finished. Front and back. I like the reds in this one. That's absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, all that white stuff. It'd be nice to get a clean patch of that in amongst the stone. I'll have a look for. But that's quite nice. I think once treated and it all goes black, it'll look much more presentable. I'll just sit here and play. So that's that one. This one turned out a dream. Absolutely gorgeous. Main focus will be that. And unfortunately there's a little bit of white inside. That'll treat up, turn black if nothing else. And almost think now I might leave it as is because it'd be worth more as a stone like this, I think. Very unique. So yeah, see what happens with that one. This one's got no face direction at all. Oh, there's a little bit there, but on the side it does that rolling thing, roll of colour. So that's something. It does look quite nice when it lights up, but very directional. And this one, it's okay. Definitely will be treating this one just to see what gets in there and turns this underneath. It's got a nice flash, but yeah, again, no good face straight on, just attracts. And again with this one's got a little bit of a face. I think I figured out if you wear it this way on your, yeah, at least you'll always get to see it, but other people won't. You know, they'll see a glow of green and wonder. So that'd be a nice ring stone anyway. So except for this one, I'm going to treat these ones. Oh, not sure if there's any point with this one. Almost a nicer pattern under there. Oh, too late. And I'm not sure, because this sort of stuff didn't really treat up too well last time, but I think these bits I'll throw in, and this stuff definitely. So I might do that in another video just so I can get this one up and show you what I've been up to. Otherwise it'll be another 3 or 4 days before this comes out with the treating. That's if it works. Might have to do it again. So I'll get on with that. I'll probably post another video of cutting again. I want to do a carving again. Have to do a time lapse for that. It takes ages just to show the whole process though. Be good. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. I'll get to, once I've treated these and see what it turns out like. I've got some other bits there that will cut different ways. I've also got to cut and see how they turn out. And once treated, I'll get to the rest of that stone. Oops, colour was offset bright. Yeah, till then, take care. Cheers.